You've chosen the best food, the comfiest bed, and a vet you trust. But have you chosen who's going to care for your pet if something happens to you? Most people haven't. And after helping thousands of families with their wills, I can actually tell you some of the most heartbreaking stories I've experienced are about pets that were forgotten. Let's make sure yours aren't. Hi folks, and welcome back to Everything Estate Planning, where we aim to break down estate planning topics into practical steps to help you protect what matters most. I'm Jim from ELM Legal Services, and today we're exploring a subject that's especially close to my heart. As someone who shares life with 7 dogs, that's 7 border collies, and spend most of my free time training and competing in dog agility, I know just how much our animal companions mean to us. They're not just pets, they're part of the family, each with their own personality and place in our hearts. But if you actually stop to consider what would happen to them if something happened to you, it's not a thought any of us enjoy, but it's an important one. That's why today we're talking about how you can make sure your beloved pets are protected and provided for as part of your estate plan. So let's get started. If you're anything like me, your pets aren't just part of your routine. They're woven into the fabric of your life, whether it's the sound of paws on the floor in the morning, a comforting presence on the sofa after a long day, or the quiet companionship during life's ups and downs. Their role in our lives is profound, and it's hard to imagine our homes or hearts without them. And that's exactly why thinking about their future is so important. It's not a pleasant topic, but it's one that deserves our attention. We take responsibility for them every day, feeding them, exercising them, taking them to the vet, and making arrangements for them in our will is simply an extension of that same loving responsibility. What many people don't realise is that under the law in England and Wales, pets are considered property. And I know that doesn't sit comfortably for most animal lovers, but legally it allows us to make specific provisions for them in our will, just like we would with our belongings. The key difference, of course, is that our pets are living, feeling beings who rely on us completely. And if no arrangements are made, it leaves too much to chance. Your pet could end up with someone who isn't equipped to care for them, or in some cases, sadly, they may be taken to a shelter. And for those of us who know how much love and trust our animals place in us, that's not something we'd ever want to happen. Taking a bit of time now to plan can make all the difference later. It's about giving your pets the same peace of mind and protection they've given you, in the only way we can, by planning ahead. One way to plan for your pet's future is to name a trusted person in your will who will take over their care when you're no longer around. As previously mentioned, pets are considered property in England and Wales, which means you can gift them in your will, just like you would with personal items such as jewellery or a car. You can also leave a sum of money to the person taking on your pet with the hope they'll use it to cover things like food, vet bills, and other day-to-day needs. However, it's important to know that this is not legally binding. The person receiving the gift has no legal obligation to use that money for your pet. That's why, if you want more certainty and control, you may want to consider setting up a testamentary trust instead. The most reliable way to make sure your pet is properly cared for when you're no longer around is to include a testamentary trust in your will. This legally binding arrangement goes beyond simply naming someone in your will. It creates a formal plan to protect your pet and ensure their needs are met. With a testamentary trust, you can appoint a carer who will take on day-to-day responsibility for your pet, set aside money specifically for your pet's ongoing care, appoint a trustee to manage that money and make sure it's spent exactly as intended, and leave clear instructions about your pet's routine, medical needs, preferences and quirks. It's more than a wish, it's a legally enforceable plan that gives your pet real protection and gives you peace of mind. Here's how it works. Step 1. Choose a carer. The first and most important step is to decide who will care for your pet if you're no longer around. This is the person who will take them into their home, provide daily care, and make decisions about their well-being. Ideally, it's someone your pet knows and trusts, or at least someone you trust to give them a loving, stable home. Look for someone who knows or gets along well with your pet, understands the long-term commitment, and is stable, responsible, and genuinely willing to take on the responsibility. Make sure you talk to them first and name a backup just in case they can't take on the role. Step 2. Set aside funds. In your will, leave money specifically for your pet's ongoing care. This might cover things like food and supplies, vet bills and pet insurance, medications, and boarding costs or care when their primary carer is away. This money is held in a trust and can only be used for your pet's benefit, giving you confidence that your needs will be met long after you're gone. It's also a kind and thoughtful gesture to leave a small additional gift to the person caring for your pet. After all, taking on the responsibility of a beloved animal is no small task, and this extra thank you can go a long way in showing your appreciation for their commitment. Step 3. Choose a trustee. Once you've set aside funds for your pet's care, the next step is choosing a trustee, someone who will manage that money and make sure it's used exactly as you intended. You can choose the same person to be both the carer and the trustee. In fact, many people do, because it keeps things simple. The carer can access funds directly without needing approval, which makes everyday and emergency expenses much easier to handle. That said, it's often a good idea to appoint a different person as the trustee. Having someone separate in charge of the money adds an extra layer of accountability and peace of mind. It ensures the funds are being used responsibly and strictly for your pet's care, just as you planned. If you do split the roles, it's really important that both people understand your wishes and are happy to work together. A quick conversation now can make all the difference later, ensuring your pet's future is safe, secure, and handled exactly how you'd want. Step 4. Leave care instructions. To make the transition easier for your pet, you can also write a letter of wishes to accompany your will. Now, this document can guide the carer on things like feeding routines, medical history, behaviour quirks or anxieties, favourite toys or sleeping spots, and preferred vet or grooming services. The more detail you provide, the easier it is for your pet to settle into their new life. Essentially, a testamentary trust gives your pet legal protection, not just a promise. It ensures the people you trust have the resources and guidance to care for your pet just as you would. Without a plan, your pet's future is uncertain. With a trust, it's secure. If you're not sure who could look after your pet when the time comes, please don't worry. There are still some very helpful options out there. Some national charities offer lifetime care schemes. For instance, the RSPCA's Home for Life scheme allows you to nominate them to care for your pet, and you can leave a gift in your will to help support that ongoing care. One organisation we're actually very proud to work with is the Testamentary Trust. They're the only national charity in the UK dedicated to supporting older people, those with terminal illnesses and their beloved pets. Their mission is all about preserving that special bond between people and their animals, even during life's most difficult transitions. Through a network of over 20,000 volunteers, the Testamentary Trust provides day-to-day support, temporary fostering and long-term care when owners are no longer able to manage. It's a truly compassionate service ensuring pets continue to receive love and security, just as their owners would want. At ELM Legal Services, we're proud to partner with the Testamentary Trust. As part of this collaboration, we offer free wills to individuals who choose to leave a legacy to this particular trust. It's a meaningful way to support their vital work and to make sure more pets and owners benefit from the comfort and care they provide. Whatever option feels right for you, the most important thing is to plan ahead. A few simple steps can make all the difference, ensuring your pet is safe, loved and well cared for, no matter what the future brings. If you're thinking about how to make sure your pets are looked after in the future, whether that means including them in your will or setting up a testamentary trust, we'd love to help. At ELM Legal Services, we've been working with families across England and Wales for over 25 years, helping them plan ahead with confidence. We know how much pets mean to people, and it feels good to know they'll be in safe hands no matter what. We offer free consultations with no obligation, just a chance to talk things through and figure out what's right for you. So if you've got questions or you want to get started, please reach out and we'd be happy to help. Thanks for joining us today. If you've any questions or thoughts, feel free to leave a comment. We're always glad to hear from you, and if you found this helpful, please consider giving that like button a friendly handshake, subscribe and turning on notifications so you don't miss a future update. Remember, a little planning today can make a big difference tomorrow. So until next time then, stay safe, stay informed and stay tuned.